For those of you who are suffering from hip pain, especially pain in the front of the hip, this exercise will be very good as a starting point. So we're working on the iliacus and the psoas muscle. So those muscles travel from around this region down towards our hip. So it runs in the front of our hip. It is a major hip stabilizer, and to activate them properly does involve a bit of a cue. You want to start off by lying down on your back in what we call the resting position with the knees bent, okay? And you wanted to use the cue to activate them properly, okay? You want to first use your fingers and you wanted to feel at the area just a little bit inward of your pelvic bone. So if you feel on either side of your pelvis, in the front, you can feel that hard bone, okay, protruding out, okay? And you wanted to gently roll your fingers in, Jeff. You wanted to gently roll your fingers in, okay? And there is where you can feel the iliacus the best when it's activated, okay? The cue is to imagine that your foot, okay, is resting on eggshells, and you want to make sure that you do not crush the eggshells, okay? So for example, with my right leg, with my right foot, I want to imagine it's resting on eggshells, and I don't want it to crush them, so I wanted that little bit of a lift, okay? That little bit of lift. I don't want to lift it up so it's off the surface of the egg. I just wanted to take the weight off it, okay? And as soon as you are gently imagining that you're keeping your weight off that foot, you can feel that hardening, okay, underneath your fingers, okay? So that's not a core muscle, because you're not trying to engage the core, you're engaging the hip flexor, and that's the iliacus. That's the muscle that's running in front of our hips, okay? And that's important. That will stabilize our hips, okay? So again, I want to imagine that my foot is resting on eggshells, and I gently lift it off. I hold that cue, okay? If you're really doing it properly, you're gonna feel like, oh wow, my leg feels way heavier than I thought, okay? And just by holding that cue there, it requires a bit of an effort, okay? I can really feel it through my right hand that muscle's definitely hardening against my fingers, okay? So I hold it for a bit and be sure to relax everything else. Focus on that for about 20 seconds, resting on eggshells. The foot is resting on eggshells for 20 seconds, and now when you relax, you can crush them, okay? So I'm doing a little bit of exaggeration so you can see what I'm doing, okay? When you're at home, you probably don't have to lift up your foot that apparent, okay? I'm just showing it to you so you can see what I'm doing, okay? So again, I'm gonna gently imagine my foot is resting on eggshells. I don't want to crush them. I hold it in that place for a bit and can really feel. It's important that you use your fingers to monitor and feel for that hardening underneath your fingertips, okay, just inside of your pelvic bone. Hold 20 seconds and relax. This will stabilize that hip, okay? This is an exceptionally good exercise for those of you who are suffering from hip pain or diagnosed labral tears. This is a good rehabilitation exercise to start off with.